Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We've got more news today. Quite a little bit of new Mattel things have been revealed, but we also have some other stuff, so let's get straight to it. The very first thing that I have for you guys is this, which is from Jurassic Justin / Caldera Collectibles. It is a different paint variant of his upcoming super articulated Carcharodontosaurus. This is the Operation Genesis paint job, and you can actually pre-order this right now on the Etsy shop of Jurassic Justin. So if you happen to have missed the previous version that was more Mattel style as far as the coloration goes, you can still grab this one. It is available as far as I know as of creating this video, so again, I wouldn't, waste any time. If you wanted, I would get a hold of it right away, because once it sells out, I believe it is then officially gone, and he has no intentions of making more of these figures in the future. So if you want it, absolutely pre-order it as soon as possible. It looks awesome. Also, when it comes to Prime 1 Studios, we have a brand new Jurassic World statue that has been unveiled and is officially up for pre-order on numerous different websites, including Big Bad Toy Store. As you can see, it is a Mosasaurus in 1/15th scale, and I think it's pretty cool, but it's not anything that absolutely blows my mind. I think my favorite part of this is the base and the water effect that they have up there on the top of the tail, basically the Mosasaurus moving through the water. I think that is really cool. The overall visual of this is actually quite similar to the recent Star Ace version for the Wonders of the Wild Mosasaurus. It's kind of in like a similar pose and also going after a shark, so weird that it's actually quite similar to that. But we've had so many Mosasaurus at this point, it's hard to get super excited about this one, but I'm sure there's definitely going to be a large amount of people that want this and, want to add it to their collection, especially considering its size, which means it is gigantic as per usual when it comes to these massive Prime 1 models. But if you are interested, you can go ahead and, again, pre-order this right now on numerous different websites. I found it on Big Bad Toy Store, but I'm sure it's available on many other websites as well. So if you want it, go pre-order it. It's going to definitely set you back a few dollars, but if you are familiar with Prime 1, you know that going in. So again, get that pre-ordered right now if you want it. And then as far as Mattel goes, I have to give a shout out and thank you to Paleo Collector as well as Keys to Benz for pointing these images out to me. But we actually have some new figures that have been revealed here as far as Mattel stuff goes, and they're from the upcoming Jurassic World Survival line. And they're interesting. As you can see, we've got a few different figures here, one of which is the Vespersaurus, which I think this one actually looks pretty cool. The coloration and everything is half decent on it, and the sculpt is definitely interesting, that's for sure. I'll be intrigued to see that one at some point in the near future in hand. But then we also have the Dimetrodon. Now, as you can very clearly see, this is not your standard everyday Dimetrodon, so it looks like Mattel is kind of diving into the mutant or hybrid sort of aspect of these figures. And it's an interesting take on a Dimetrodon, that's for sure. I honestly have been trying to process this for like a day or two since I had seen these to try to figure out how I feel about them, but I really can't tell quite yet how I feel about it, It's just interesting. But there are also a few others, as we have a Plesiosaur, and that one as well, again, is very strange and mutated, and I get they've released quite a few figures of this species already, so they might as well go ahead and make something a little bit different and kind of following the trend of rebirth, but it's still weird to me. It may end up being something that I like a lot more when I see it in hand, but I'm again just really not sure how I feel about it at this point. And there's also the 7,000th repaint of a Monolophosaurus in here, but that's not really anything all that exciting to point out. But we also have some other figures that have been revealed, and these ones I at first was pretty excited about, but actually now seeing them revealed, I'm not nearly as excited. But a thank you has to go out to Malcolm Daniel for these images, and we have ourselves a brand new stegosaurus. So as you can see, the stegosaurus is very strange looking. It's great to have a new sculpt of a stegosaurus. I'm really happy about that fact. When I had seen that this one was coming, I was really hoping for a new sculpt, so that's definitely a plus. I absolutely despise those weird thagomizers out there at the end of the tail. Again, maybe I'll like them more when I see it in person, but they look completely ridiculous to me as of right now. But the paint job, it's sad because the paint job was actually looking kind of cool for this figure, and then they just cut it off as per usual in the hip region. But still interesting to see a new version of a stegosaurus, and again, very mutated, I guess. But there is also this, which is something that many people were really excited about, a Gorgosaurus coming from Mattel. But again, they had to go and mess it up with that crazy tail thing that's going on with the figure. It looks so strange now and so awkward, and they had the opportunity to give us a new species we did not have prior, and they really didn't need to go this weird mutant kind of route that they took. And I know that Mattel sometimes does the stylized sort of thing, but I feel like this isn't just like your everyday attempt at being stylized. This is like overly stylized. Again, I might like it more when I see it in person, but I really don't know if I will. And as a whole, I'm not positive how I feel about this new line from Mattel for the Jurassic World Survival toy line. You know, I kind of feel like I'm going to be a little bit let down, and once this line is over, I hope they distance themselves from this idea completely. But I'd love to hear what you guys think of this in the comment section down below, so of course let me know, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.